Good morning, guys. As you can see, it looks hot out here because it is hot. It's been hot for like 3 days now, but that is going to change by Monday. I think Monday is a high of 80. Today's 91. A high of 80, and then we're back into the 60s and 70s for the end of August. And September looks like it's going to be really, really cool. So, as you can see, we're getting ready to seed. Now this year, we'll explain a little bit more what we're doing in the car, but I had to run down when we go over to the job. When we go over to do this one job, today we have one seeding job to do. All this, 6 bags of seed, 6 bags of fertilizer, and one whole thing of tenacity is what we're using on this one job we're doing today. It's approximately 70,000 square foot that we're going to be doing. So that should be fun. We are not aerating much this year, any properties. Instead, we are offering soil. We did offer soil for this one. They did not want to do the soil. They wanted to just do the seeding, fertilizing, and all that good stuff. But so far, the other 3 estimates we put out, they want soil. And I think for one of the yards is 20,000 square feet. We're doing 4 yards of soil. And then the other 2 yards we're doing are 6,000 square feet each, so 12,000 square feet, and we're doing 4 yards of soil. So 8 yards on them, 2 yards, 8. Wait, I think we have more than that. Oh, and then another yard we got to go ahead. She wants 3 yards of soil, and then we're seeding, fertilizing, not aerating.
Like edges.
Okay, so Rachel's going around and seeding all the edges around. Anything
yeah, and
that's...
listen, we charge what we're worth, and we want to see results too. So if you guys think it's funny that I'm down on my hands and knees looking at what bare areas there are, then you don't get what you're worth.
Right. Yeah.
But I want to see results, man. So I'm going to purposely go down here and do this. Why not?
Yeah, and what are you going to do while I'm getting stuff ready anyway? So Rachel doesn't do the fertilizer. It's a lot heavier, and you got to be a little more accurate on the fertilizer, and her steps are a little smaller than mine, so I know what setting to put it on. But I'm going to calibrate the setting on this spreader for her to do actual seed. So when I'm done doing the fertilizer in this 10,000 square foot area around the house, that's what it is. Oh, and you guys, if you want to do seed and starter fertilizer, I know in our state you can do that. You just can't do something with a pre-emergent in it without a license. So don't think you can't seed. You're allowed to throw seed down, and you're allowed to throw a starter fertilizer down in most places, I'm pretty sure, but you might want to check on that. It's when you spray and put other stuff down, chemicals. If this had a pre-emergent in it or something like a tenacity in it, you couldn't spread this on a lawn without having a license, just to let you know. And this is one bag covers 10,000 square foot, and it's a 18-24-12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to calibrate the spreader to put down 5 pounds per thousand, and then after that I'm going to calibrate. Rachel's going to do it for the seed. So let me go ahead and get this done while she's putting seed around the yard. So guys, when calibrating your spreader, what you should do is you figure out the area. I'm doing a 10,000 square foot area. I'm using a whole bag of this fertilizer that I just showed you. So what I do is I take that area. They usually have recommendations on a bag. They don't have any on this bag, but you can probably look it up for starter fertilizer for 5 pounds per thousand. What I'll do is I'll set the spreader on 14, and then I'll run around at my walking pace, spreading that 10,000 square foot of lawn. If I have nothing left in the spreader and I completely spread it on the lawn, that area that I needed, that's what you want your setting at. So say I get done spreading the whole lawn and I have a quarter of a hopper left, then I know that I can go up a little bit more on my spreader setting and get the whole hopper out at once. So ideally, if I set it on 12, right, I'm on 12, that's what I'm going to keep it on, 12. Ideally with 12 I should have half a hopper left maybe in this 10,000 square foot area, and then I can just go over the lawn twice. that would be the ideal thing. So what I would say, if you're doing it for your steps, if the bag says spreader setting of 22, I would set it on half of that, 11, spread it over your 10,000 square foot area. That way, if you have a half a hopper left still, or half a bag, then you know you can put it on 22 and it's going to spread the whole bag in that area. And then you can keep that number for all your lawns. And if you want to do more nitrogen and stuff, you just got to figure out that on your own. But let's go. Okay guys, so I went over the whole 10,000 square foot area 2 times, and that's what I'm left with. So what that tells me is my setter spreading needs to be, with my pace of walking, needs to be set at around a 20. I'm gonna go now, and that'll put me out what I need to put out per 10,000 square foot bag. So I'm gonna set this thing on 20. Technically I could go to 24, but I'm gonna go to 20, and I'm gonna go ahead and spread another couple of bags out. So it's going all in this area here, so we'll get it before this lawn. We haven't had rain in 2 weeks. This one's kind of irrigated. I don't think it's irrigated as much as it should be in the summer, but it gets a little bit of water all in that area, and I'll show you the open field later. So let me go do some more fertilizer so Rachel can start doing seed. Okay, I'm back here. I took Rachel back to the house. She ended up seeding all the edges around the flower beds, went around with a bucket, seeded any bare areas in the yard. I ended up doing all the fertilizer for the whole property. I'll show you the other area we fertilized, but it's all this area all the way around. And I'm about to do seed now. I'm gonna hold off though on spraying tenacity. It is just way too hot. It's 92 degrees out here right now. It's probably gonna be 94 by the time it gets afternoon. So tomorrow's high is 87. I'm just gonna come back earlier in the morning and spray, and then there's a 50% chance of rain later on in the afternoon. I really wish this storm, there's a huge storm on the east side of Asheville, but I don't think it's gonna bubble up over to here. It's kind of staying over there, you guys can see. That's where it came from the last time we got caught in rain here, but this time it's like just staying right there. It is humid out. But let me go ahead and get this seed down. And what I ended up doing is, I know that for 10,000 square feet, I need approximately 30 pounds of seed will do me 4 pounds, 4 pounds, about 3.5 pounds per 1,000, 3 to 4. So what I'm gonna do is, I did a little bit more than half the bag of seed, and this should cover a 10,000 square foot area. Whew. Okay guys, I'm done all that. So what I did is seeded from here all the way up there, down the road on inside of both these fences, and then I showed you the other side. It's a total of about 75,000 square feet. So I'll let you know how much the total cost is per square foot for aeration, for seed, fertilizer, and for me to spray this yard, what it is for all 3 together per square foot. And then you guys can go by that, what your chemicals cost and everything else. And then once I get a stand-on spreader and sprayer, or make a rig for it, this stuff will get a lot easier. I've been doing everything with the Fescue spreader. So also my profit will go way up too, because it'll take me a quarter of the time. But in due time, I haven't made my decision whether we're gonna get rid of 9 mowing accounts that are like 17 miles away that we've had for probably 13 years now, some of them. We're just not gonna go all the way up there anymore. We spend 2 hours in traffic, and we manage to end up there 2 days a week. So we're gonna pull off up there, and then we'll have 21 accounts to mow down here, and then I'll decide whether I'm even gonna pick any mowing accounts up down here. I think I'm going more for fertilizing. It's something you can go out 8 times a year and get paid pretty decent money for it versus mowing 32 times a year. A lot of gas. As you can see, I can load most of my stuff up in the back of the truck. But okay, I'll be back here tomorrow to spray. I just got to blow everything off. Come back tomorrow morning to spray. So hopefully that helped you out. I'll figure out what I do per square foot for all three services together, and then you guys can figure out that what you want to charge versus what you pay for materials, because my materials aren't the same as yours. I might get them cheaper, I might get them, it might be a little more expensive where I get, and I might even be using different things. But yesterday, so I figured it out, and for a bigger property like that, we charge about $50 per 1,000 square foot. That's a 75,000 square foot property. So we charge $50 per 1,000 to do not aeration, to do just seed, fertilizer, and spray it with a tenacity for weeds. Now, when you get to the smaller ones, we have ones that are 5,000 square foot and under. We're closer to $100 a 1,000 square foot because they're smaller. They don't get as much of a deal. So, but that just gives you a range. Everybody should be different prices. Just don't be too cheap and undersell yourself. It is a lot of work. So I gotta go do another aeration. You'll see that on the next video. Not an aeration, another seed, fertilizer, and 4 yards of soil. Now I haven't sprayed yet because it's too darn hot. I'm gonna go back and spray these. But guys, thanks for watching. Hope that helped. Have a good day, and remember, be happy, or at least try.